ਇੱਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਨਾਮ ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤ ਜੁਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ ਜਪ ਆਦ ਸੱਚ ਜੁਗਾਦ ਸੱਚ ਹੈ ਵੀ ਸੱਚ ਨਾਨਕ ਹੋਸੀ ਵੀ ਸੱਚ ਏਕ ਅਦਤੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਦੇਵਾ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਗੁਰੂ ਅੰਗਦ ਪੇਵਾ ਸਤਨਾਮ ਗੁਰ ਅਮਰ ਪਿਆਰੇ ਕਰਤਾ ਰਾਮਦਾਸ ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀ ਪੁਰਖ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਅਰਜਨ ਸੁਖਦਾਨੀ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਹਰਿ ਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਗੁਣ ਖਾਨੀ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ ਗੁਰੂ ਹੈ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਹਰਿ ਰਾਇ ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤ ਹਰਿ ਕ੍ਰਿਸ਼ਨ ਧਿਆਏ ਅਜੂਨੀ ਤੇਗ ਬਹਾਦਰ ਰਾਏ ਸਾਹਿਬਾਂ ਗੁਰ ਦਸਵੇਂ ਸਹਾਇ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਗੁਰ ਗਿਆਨਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਬੰਧਨ ਭਗਵਾਨਾ ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਕਲ ਜੁਗ ਪਇਓ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਰੂਪ ਮਹਾਨ ਦਸ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਇਹੋ ਰੂਪ ਹੈ ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਜੀ ਜਾਨ ਪੂਰਨ ਦੇਖਿਓ ਆਤਮਾ ਦੁਇਤ ਸਰਬ ਨਿਵਾਰ ਪੈ ਸੰਤ ਮਨ ਸੰਤੇ ਤਿਨ ਪਦ ਨਮੋ ਮਾਰ ਮੋਹ ਕੁਛਰੇ ਸ਼ਾਸਤਰ ਖਟ ਪੈਂਕਰਨ ਛੜ ਜਾਏ ਅੰਧ ਲਖਿਆ ਬਦਲੋ ਸਨੈ ਜੋ ਕਾਲ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਕਰਾਏ कहा बुध प्रभु तुझ हमारी बरन सके महिमा जो तहारी हम न सकता से तुम्हारी आप ले हो तुम कथा सदारी सो कहो टल गुर सेविय एहन सहज सुभाए दर्शन परसिया गुरु के जन्म मरण दुख जाए दर्शन परसिया गुरु के जन्म मरण दुख जाए वाहिगुरू
सतनाम श्री वाहिगुरू साहिब जी गावे को तान होवे किसे तान गावे को दात जाने निशान गावे को गुण उड़ियाइयाँ चार गावे को विद्या विक्रम विचार गावे को साज करे तन खे गावे को जिय लै फिर दे गावे को जापै तिसै दूर गावे को वेखै हादरा हदूर कथना कथी न आवे टोट कथ कथ कथी कोटि कोट कोट तिंदा दे लैंदे तक पाहे जुगा जगंतर खाही खाए हुक्मी हुक्म चलाए राहो नानक विगसे वे प्रवाहो
वाहिगुरू जी का खालसा वाहिगुरू जी की फतेह गुरु satsang ji वाहिगुरू जी का खालसा वाहिगुरू जी की फतेह. We're continuing on with the definitions of the third Pauri within the Sri Jap Ji Sahib. This Pauri is quite difficult and quite hard going. And in order to do the Katha, you have to have some understanding of the 6 schools of Hindu philosophy, known as the 6 schools of the Shastras, the disciplines of the Shastras. Now, those Shastras are covered within Gurbani again and again. There are those people who are going to say that what we're promoting is Brahmanism by talking about the knowledge of another faith. We're not. What we are doing is we are going through the definitions of Gurbani in the way that Guru Nanak Dev Ji had to relay them to those individuals who were versed in these scriptures. Guru Nanak Dev Ji talk about the Shastras again and again and again. And the main one that everybody recites every day is in the Kirtan Sula, where it says, Che kar che gur che upades, gur gur eko vesanek. So where it says Che kar, it says there are 6 houses. Che gur, there are 6 gurus. Share Upadesh, there are 6 different teachings or sermons given out. So the 6 houses are the 6 Shastras. And here within this body we're going to talk about the 6 Shastras. We will talk about a bit extra as well. We'll talk about the Purans, we'll talk about a couple of other bhagats as well which appear within Hindu tradition. Sanatana tradition. Because they don't just appear within Hinduism but they link in with other faiths as well. So we're going to go on here now with those definitions. And Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji, while they sat with the Siddhs, is asked by the Siddhs, said, okay, you've talked about the praise of God, about the type of praise that's given, what praise cannot be done, those people who are praising. Now we want to know about them. You'll mention that praise is given about God through these various methods, about these various things, but who? Distinctly name some individuals from the past of Hindu tradition who are singing the praises of God and what they are singing about. And then Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji continues.
Gave ko taan.
They say, you're asking who sings the praises of God? Well, Gave ko taan. They say, talking about the strength of God. They say the person who created the Atara Puran, the 18 Purans, was Rishi Ved Vyas. And Rishi Ved Vyas is singing about the strength of God whilst writing this within his text. Within the Purans have the heroic tales heroic tales of the deities, the heroic tales of Hindu mythology, and then it is through that method that the praise of Vaheguru is being sung. And Gurbani says that Vyas Vichar Kahe Paramarat. It says that Vyas is deliberating on Paramarat, on the human goal. Paramarat is that Purusharth or Paramarat. He is deliberating upon what is the human goal. And Maharaj says there that those people who are singing the praise of God, you wanted me to name one individual, where Rishi Vedvyas. Rishi Vedvyas is the one who compiled the 18 Purans, and he is the one singing the praise of God. And then Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji continues.
Hove kise taan.
Hove kise taan. Like I said in the last definition, taan also means tran. Tran means Rakya, protector. And here they're saying, if you want to know who is singing about the protection of God, it is Dhruv Bhagat. Dhruv Bhagat was a saint within Satyajug who was born to the Raksh Hiranyakashipu. That was his father. In Gurbani he is known as Harnaksh as well. The problem is with that, with traditional Hindu scripture, Harnaksh was the demon who was defeated by Viravdar. So within the Purans, his name is Hiranyakashipu. So I'm just going to refer to him as Hiranyakashipu in here, so we don't get confused between the two. Hiranyakashipu tried to kill his son because his son was a devotee of Vishnu Bhagat, and he wasn't a devotee of him. He had been given all these boons that he could not be killed, and grew in ego and pride. And God, in the end, saved Dhruv Bhagat on many occasions, from being burnt alive, from being thrown down in houses, from being kept in a house of ghosts and demons, and in the end from caressing and holding a hot pillar from which God appeared in the form of Narsingh to destroy Harnaksh. And it's through this method that Bhagat Dhruv praises Vaheguru and sings the praise of Vaheguru, saying God is the protector, He's the one who protected me. And Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji say it's through this method that God is being praised. And they continue.
Gave ko daat, jane nisan.
Right, now here it talks about Narad Muni. Narad Muni is the creator of a Granth called the Pancharatra Granth, which is a compilation of stories. And it is within this that God is being praised about all of His gifts that He gives to people, and these becoming manifest in the stories. And it is through this way that Narad Muni is praising Vaheguru, and he continues to praise Vaheguru by those people who still read that scripture today. And Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji then continue.
Gave ko gun udiyaiyan char.
Here, Go, he means there are those people who are who read the Sang Shastra. The Sang Shastra was created by Kapil Muni. Kapil Muni, like I said, was one of the creators. Shekhar, Shekhar, Shevades. He was one of the creators. But within that, he states that there are 24 Tats, which is elements. Now, that is made up of the 5 elements, and then the 5 elements. So you got the 5 elements, so the 5 themselves. You have another 19, and they are made up of where you'll have 50% of ether, and 12% of this, and 12% of that, and 12% of, and it's where you start merging all the different elements together to create sub-elements, but in total there are 24. And he states there are 24 elements, and the 25th is the being. 25th is the being. And he states that there is no causal for this. There is no God who has created this. This text is an atheistic text, but it still praises God. It's strange because it praises God, but at the same time it is atheistic, saying that everything happens on its own. God is not the causal form of it. And he states that the 3 virtues that remain within an individual of Rajo, Tamo and Sato, they stay and remain at the same level all the time. And he states that, look, it is the 3 elements, 3 guns, which is Rajo, Tamo and Sato, and the 25 of Prakriti, which is Purk, and the 24 of the Tats that merge together. And it is there is no knowledge of a soul. There is no soul. There is no Atman. There is no divine knowledge that you gain from it. And here he says that but at the same time, like I said, he praises the beautiful attributes that have been created. So these elements, the tats, the body, the Rajatama Sattva, he praises them and praises God for creating such a thing. And he states that God is the one who gives this conscious world all these different attributes. And it's through this method, even though this text is an atheistic text, that God is being praised. And then Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji continue.
Gave ko vidya vikam vichar.
And here, the Guru Nanak Dev Ji says, right, the person, you're asking me for individuals who are praising God. Here, Gautam Rikhi is the creator of the Nyaya Shastra. And within this Shastra, this is about the knowledge of deliberation. And the knowledge of deliberation is very difficult. This Shastra is probably the most difficult out of all. It is known as the Shastra of logic. And you have to gain logic from this Shastra. And there are many things mentioned within this one. But what he states is that there is a separation between the comprehension of understanding between the Jeev and the Ishwar. He states that there is a difference, and there always is a difference. And he states that the soul itself is made up of not complete consciousness. Within Gurbani, where he says Sat Chit Anand Sarup. And that's the same within the Sanatan text, that the infinite cause and the Garansari, the soul itself, the Atma, is pure consciousness, pure bliss, and complete truth. While within this text he states it isn't, it is half and half. He says it is half conscious and half insentient. He states that when a person is in a dreamless state, then the soul is actually within a insentient state. It is completely jar, insentient. But he states that when you are in a sleeping state or you are in an awakened state, then the soul is consciousness. It's complete consciousness. And he says it is due to the mind. The mind remains in a kosh. The koshes we're going to mention later on. The koshes are sheaths within our body. You get Vijnanamaya, Anandamaya, Pranamaya, Manamaya. I'm trying to think of the other one, but there are five sheaths, and he states that within the Anandamaya kosh is where the mind sits, and that's where the Atma is as well, where the soul is, and that's where the bliss is gained. But he states that obviously this text is a theistic text. It talks about God, it mentions God, but what he says is that God sits within, rather than being omnipresent, rather than being everywhere, he is seated in one place. And from that one place he rules everything, he covers everything and controls everything. In the same way that you will get somebody like, if we talk back about the British rule years and years ago, you had Queen Victoria who was sat within England, but she was able to control her Commonwealth from there. She sent out letters, she had emissaries, she had all sorts of things happening. And in the same way that he says that God is available, he is sat in one place, but he controls everything from the one land. And that is Gaviko Vidya Vikam Vichar, where he says that the Rishi Gautam is speaking about God through this method, and he speaks about God through the Nyaya Shastra. And Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji continue.
Gave ko saaj kare tan khe.
It says Gave ko saaj kare tan khe. He goes here, the person who is singing the praises of Vaheguru is Kambuk. Kambuk is the creator of the Visheshak Shastra, and he is the one singing the praise of God. And he says that what Visheshak Shastra does is it's Kalavadi, it talks about time. And it says he considers time to be the causal of everything. He says that everything happens according to time and everything is created according to time. He gives the example of vegetation. States that vegetation is, you get a tree is created, a tree then has its seeds, the seeds fall from the tree tree then comes to an end, and then next year the seeds sprout, the seeds merge during the season, and from that fruit fall, and again seeds fall, and then the continuation of life happens according to time. And he states in the same way that time is what controls the deities come and go, according to time. And Sri Guru Gobind Singh Ji within Sri Jap Ji Sahib within Chitra Prakyan, right? Kal Pai Brahma Avtara, Kal Pai Shivju Avtara, Kal Pai Karbisam Prakas, Sakal Kal Ka Kiya Tamasa. That it is the great time, it is the great Lord who is the essence of time, and He controls everything through here. And it is through the method of time that He creates bodies and He destroys. He creates vegetation and He destroys. And it's through this method that God is being praised. And Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji then continue.
Gave ko ji le fir de.
Then Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji says, look here, the person who is talking about this or praising this is Germany. Germany was the money who created the I think it was the Pura Mimamsa. Yeah, Pura Mimamsa Shastra. He's the creator of that. And he states that everything happens according to karma. According to karma, a person gains a good life or a bad life. It's due to karma that a person gains bliss, gains suffering. It is due to karma that a person comes into this world and goes from this world. And that is the same with the forms and shapes that the deities take form in. Vishnu has to come within the different avatars, Brahma as well, Shivji as well. They gain that according to their karmic retribution. And through this way, a person gains a human birth. It's through good karma that a person gains human birth. It's through bad karma that a person gains the birth of insignificant little creatures, according to human eyes. And it's through this method that the Pura Mimamsa Shastra talks about the Kalam philosophy and praises Vaheguru in this method. And then Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji continue.
Gave ko jape dise dur.
And again, like I said before, japa means to know, to understand. But here, Gave ko jape dise dur is Patanjali. Patanjali is the creator of the Yoga Shastra. He is also known as being a manifestation of Sheshanag, which is the divine serpent upon which Vishnu sleeps upon. And it says that within the Yoga Shastra that a person only gains liberation through yoga. It says yoga chittabritti naroda. And then what it is a person is trying to do is control all of their thoughts within their mind. And once they control all their thoughts in their mind, then they can understand and gain some knowledge of God. And it's through this method they realise who God is, but at the same time they say that God is so far He cannot be seen. And it's through this method, through yoga, that they are trying to gain peace within themselves internally, but state that God is far and is distant. And it's through the Yoga Shastra that Patanjali praises Vaheguru. And Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji continue.
Gave ko vekhe hadra hadur.
And here Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji come back to the first person that they've already spoken about in this text. They say, it is through the Vedanta Shastra, the sixth Shastra, that Rishi Ved Vyas, who is the creator of this, states and praises Vaheguru and states that God is everywhere. He's omnipresent. He's everything. He's within everything within sight. There is no falseness or illusion. Actually, all is God. There is no difference. We've talked about this within the Sufi text, the Wadat al-Wujud, sorry. And within that it states that God is everything. God is every single thing. This is monism. And He is the closest of close. He is closer to me than myself, because myself encompasses God. God is everything. And it's through this method that the sixth individual here, the sixth creator of the Shastra, is praising Vaheguru. And Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji says, look, through this method I've been able to give you the different names of the individuals who are praising Vaheguru. And Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji continue.
Kathana kathi na ave tot.
Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji says, look here, Sids, the creators of the six Shastras, Narada Muni of the Pancharatra Granth, through Bhagat, who was being protected by God, Vyas again, who was the creator of the 18 Puran, of the 18 Purans. They're all singing the praises of God, but none of them have the strength or the ability to state that this is the end of Vaheguru's praise. God's praise is beyond, is infinite, and it will always be infinite. And then Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji continue.
Kath kath kathi koti kot kot.
Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji say, look, in this way, the creator of the Purans, the creator of the Nyaya Shastra, Visheshik Shastra, Pura Mimamsa Shastra, Yoga Shastra, Vedanta Shastra, these Shastras and the Sank as well, Sank Shastra as well, saying there are many infinite numbers of methods of trying to praise God, but His praise can never come to an end. It is endless, it is beyond, it will continue on forever, and it doesn't matter how many ways they try to describe God, it cannot be done. They cannot do justice to His praise. And the analogy given from the 6 Shastras is a story of 6 individuals who are blind, all trying to describe an elephant. All 6 of those individuals grasp the elephant at different places, and they try to describe describe the elephant. And in the same way, the 6 individuals here are trying to describe God through their different experiences. It's a partial experience they are talking about. The 6 individuals who were blind looked at the elephant, and one of them said, "He is hard like wood." That was somebody feeling a tusk. Somebody said he's like a rope, and that was from feeling his rope. Somebody said he is hard and scaly, and that's from the knees. Somebody said he's long like a pipe, and that was from his trunk. Somebody said he was strong and smooth, and that was from the stomach. So those 6 individuals are all talking about the same thing, but they've got a partial experience and not a full experience. The Shastras are doing exactly the same. They've got a partial experience and not a full experience. And nobody, Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji said, those people who have a full experience, they've said in previous arts, that those people who become one with God, they then stop speaking, because they realise that God is infinite and there is nothing else to say. But through this partial experience, we have some knowledge of God, some vidya, some explanation of what God is through certain methods. But here Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji had gone through all the different people who had spoken about God, and named the individuals to the Siddhs who were there. And the Siddhs wanted to hear whether this had been spoken about by people within their faith. And Guru Nanak Dev Ji obviously showed that it had been. So for this definition, we're going to leave it there, and we will try to pick up on the next one. So, Kamalpreet Singh, if you can read through the Gurbani, we'll do the Mangals after, please. Thank you.
गावे को तान होवे किसे तान, गावे को दात जाने निशान, गावे को गुण वड़ियाइयाँ 4, गावे को विद्या विक्रम विचार, गावे को साज करे तन खे, गावे को जिय ले फिर दे, गावे को जापै दिसै दूर, गावे को वेखै हादरा हदूर, कथना कथी न आवे तोड़, कथ कथ कथी कोटि कोट कोट, तिंदा दे लैंदे थक पाहे, जुगा जुगंतर खाही खाहे, हुक्मी हुक्म चलाए राहो, नानक विगसे वे परवाहो।
वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा, वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह। हे गोबिंद हे गोपाल हे दयाल लाल, प्राणनाथ अनाथ सखे दीन दर्द निवार, हे समरथ अगम पूरन मोहे में अतार, अंधकूप महापयान नानक पारे अतार, आए प्रभु शरणागति कृपा निध दयाल, एक अखर हर मन वस्ते नानक होत निहाल, एक अखर हर मन वस्ते नानक होत निहाल। वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा, वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह।